Hey Victoria, how are you today?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. So to start off our session today, we're going to touch base on the agreement of confidentiality. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, briefly.
Alright, so confidentiality is basically that everything we talk about in this room stays between you and I, no matter the circumstances. However, if you imply that you will do harm to yourself or do harm to others, I will have to breach that confidentiality and contact emergency help just to have everybody in the party safe. Is that okay with you?
That's understandable.
Alright, no problem. So can I get you to sign right here, please?
Sure.
And basically everything else on this form is talking about the insurance policy and how the payments will work on in the future.
Okay.
Our follow-up sessions. So tell me about yourself.
So I'm currently a junior in college at Rutgers University. I am getting my degree in engineering. It's a really good program so far. It's just very competitive and complex at times, so it takes up a lot of my time studying and things like that.
Okay.
I commute.
No problem. So just to recap off that, you're a junior at Rutgers University. You're an engineering major. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you're also a commuter.
Yes.
Okay. So what brings you in today?
So as I mentioned, I commute, so I'm living at home. My home life really hasn't been as ideal as I wanted to lately, and I think that a lot of negative energy is affecting my home life and my school life. And so to put it simple, my parents got divorced a few years back due to financial, personal problems that occurred. And a lot of the times it's really taken out on me and my brother. It's also extremely detrimental because my mom a few years back also had short-term memory loss due to surgery and things like that. So there's so many different components that go along with it because she's raising 2 kids on her own, and it's really hard for her. And a lot of times that falls back on me. And she expects me to help her out, but here I am, trying to do better for myself, and I'm really in a competitive program, and it's hard. I do really feel bad for my brother sometimes because he doesn't have a male figure in his life, and I feel like a lot of the burden is on me because, I'm struggling not having a father figure in my life either, but at the same time, I'm grown now, and he's still growing up, so he's still trying to figure out his life and, finding himself as a person. So it's just kind of hard to deal with it.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you a miracle question. So say you wake up one morning and everything goes to how you ideally want to live your life. So how does that look for you?
To be honest with you, going back to normal a few years back when my parents were still together and, working and, things were good and kind of more stable. So I think to put it simply, I would want it to be back to the way things were.
Okay. So my next few questions are going to be scaling questions.
Okay.
So 1 being the least and 10 being the most. So how likely do you see the impact of your home life affecting your school?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say an 8 because I'm constantly getting phone calls from my brother and my mom, and I'll be trying to study and I try to have somewhat of a social life, but it always seems to get in the way.
Okay.
And it balances on me negatively because it makes me look selfish, but in reality I'm just trying to better myself.
So next question would have to be, on a scale from 1 to 10, how hard do you see yourself working to keep everything balanced out?
10, because I really hold a lot of the weight in my family. Even when my mom isn't there for my brother, when she's out, trying to work and things like that, or whenever she's in her best state of mind, I'm the one that takes over as kind of another parent, because I have one parent who's not in the picture and another parent who isn't as stable.
So going back to your miracle, what what goals would you want to set to move forward and get to where that miracle happens?
Um, Maybe trying to be able to rekindle the relationship with my father. Trying to have him be an active participant in not only my life, not more so my brother's life than mine. Because I think it's important because he still has a lot growing up to do. I'm trying to find the right resources for my mom and myself, and then try to manage my my health and well-being, because I feel like it's taking a toll because I'm trying to do so many things at once.
So with everything you've been telling me, have you had a conversation with your mother about that everything that's been going on with you and in your head?
I try to, and she tries to be understanding, but at the same time, it's really difficult for her to understand because she didn't really go to college, and she wants to see me succeed, and she's like very happy for me of being a part of this, but it's just sometimes because she's on medication and she's struggling and trying to help my brother, she just kind of takes the blame on me. And she just says I'm selfish and I don't help her around the house because I'm always out and about. But in reality is my program is so heavily involved that I have to study and be successful, or I'm not going to be able to continue the program. And all the negativity and actions going around the house, I'm afraid that I'm going to not be able to continue.
And you mentioned that your dad's really not in the picture.
No.
When was the last time you've spoken to your father?
I would say about 8 months ago. He, I really don't consider it, I'll see it here and there, and I'll see him on, social media, but that's about it. We haven't really had, a full-blown conversation or, a face-to-face conversation about 8 months because, although he's working and, he's taking care of his own life and his new partner, and he just really doesn't have an active, participation in his children's lives.
Okay. So, I have some homework for you for our next session. I would like you to write a letter to your father. You can either send it out or you can keep it for your own records. But just writing everything you feel and how it has impacted your life from the divorce to where you are now with your taking care of your brother and being responsible for everything that's in the house with your mom as well. The next piece of homework is sitting your mom down and getting her to understand where you're coming from and how you're viewing life as a junior at Rutgers at a very in a very competitive program. So, do you think you'd be able to accomplish these?
I think I could give it a try.
Okay, so is this a good place to settle this session right now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, no problem. So I'll see you next week?
Okay, sounds good.
Alright. Alright, so welcome back, Victoria. So before our session starts, I'm going to touch base on termination.
Okay.
So what that is our sessions are coming closely to an end. But that doesn't mean that I won't be here for you. So whenever you need me or need to have a conversation with me with anything, always feel free to call me, no matter what. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's great.
Alright, no problem. So, how was your week been?
It's going good. Just been really busy with school and homework.
Have you done the test I gave you?
Yeah, I did. So, I began first by talking to my mom. Again, that was difficult, so I think over time it's gonna have to be something that we keep going through. So I don't know if, I've really repeated a lot of things I said before because I've attempted before to have these conversations with her, and and again with her short-term memory loss and her mental stability state, it's really hard for her sometimes. And I know she doesn't mean it intentionally, and she wants me to be successful, but I try to reach out to other members of the family on what to do, and they've been trying to give me advice on that. But she understands now, but it's like she might flip the switch the next day and be like, still give me grief about whatever is going on. So it's difficult. So I feel like it's gonna be a progressing issue that I have to resolve. But overall, I feel like she does have an understanding of where I'm coming from. I just hope it continues to stay that way.
Alright, and how about the letter to your father?
So I actually did write the letter. It was about like a full 2 pages long. I just spilled my heart out on how I felt from the time they got divorced until now, and I really wanted him to understand the struggle that I'm going through, and how the absence of my life has both made me stronger, but at the same time it's made me struggle. And I want him to realize how it's affected his son too, because I've been, trying to be an active role model for him in his life. I actually did end up sending it to his mailbox. I haven't gotten a reply yet from him, but I'm just waiting to see. But overall, I just feel really refreshed about how it turned out.
That's good. I'm really proud of you for that.
Thank you.
So, how do you feel leaving the letter in your father's mailbox? How do you think he would feel about how you feel?
So I don't really know how he's gonna react to it. I don't know if he's gonna attempt to reach out to me. I don't know if he's gonna completely ignore it. So it could go either way. It could either just stay the way things are, or maybe he might, want to hear me out and what I have to say, and maybe just maybe he may want to, help out.
Mm-hmm. And have you and your brother had a conversation?
I would definitely say I'm extremely close to my brother. He's still pretty young. He's in high school. He's a freshman in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not stupid. He totally understands what's going on, and he has feelings and emotions. But I feel like he's been expressing a lot of anger. So I want to be there for him, to advocate for him, and help him realize and be successful in life, because I don't want this stress affecting his social life and his academics in school either. But I've been really trying to be there for him when I can, but it's so hard when I'm not home and I'm always out, and I try to do what I can to be there for him.
Okay. And would you say that you see yourself a lot in your brother?
Yeah, because I totally do understand where he was coming from, because when this all first started happening, I was around his age, so I was feeling a lot of anger and animosity towards both of my parents. So I really can't blame him for it. He's talked to me before how he wants to get up and leave and things like that, and I did end up leaving home for a while with my dad before he kind of fell off the radar. So it's kind of hard, I feel like, that I influenced some of his decisions in wanting to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Although he's 15, he can't leave, and I had to explain to him, well, when I did this, I was 18, I can't, I can't do that. So it's just really hard for having him understand, and I feel like I'm a hypocrite by saying that, but it's true. And I've learned a lot since the years have passed. So I just kind of want to inflict some knowledge that I've learned over the years, but I want to be there for him and tell him that I can be that stable individual and family member that's always going to be there for him, no matter the good or the bad.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so do you think that there are more goals you would want to pursue going forward with this?
I really hope that from the letter I did write to my father, that we can at least meet up and talk things out. I feel like I need to have closure with him due to all the anger and emotions that I went through. So that's definitely a goal I would like to achieve. I don't know how realistic that goal is, but I would like to at least make an attempt. I want to be able to find resources for my brother. Maybe if he can reach out and talk to someone, that would be good for him. I've made suggestions to him that he can talk to his school counselor at school, but I don't know how inept he'll be to doing that.
Okay. So, my last bit of homework for you would be, I want you to have that conversation with your brother about seeing somebody and setting up a schedule with your father to maybe meet up and have that connection with him just so it's not lost, because even though everything has been very stressful, like you've mentioned, um, he might want to be in your life just as much as you guys would want that to happen.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's great. I'll give it a try.
Alright, so next week is our last session, and I'll see you there.
Okay, no problem.
Alright. Hey Victoria, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. So this is our final session. As I mentioned last week, this will be the end of our meetings. But don't be discouraged to ever contact me or let me know if you need to speak to somebody. My door is always open, so if you ever need to come back, just give me a call or shoot me an email. Alright?
Great, thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem. So let's recap on everything that's happened. So, how's everything at school?
School's good. I just got my midterm grades back, and I'm actually doing really well. A's and B's, so I can't complain.
Mm-hmm. And how's everything in the home life?
They're going good. I actually heard back from my father, surprisingly. He left me a voicemail saying so. I actually got to meet up with him a few days ago. We went out to eat, and I just got to talk to him about different things that were bothering me and things like that. And he didn't realize how hurt my brother was at such a young age, and he did agree that he needs to have that strong father figure in his life. So I really hope that he sticks to it. So he said he's going to start coming around weekly to be there for him and I.
Okay. So finding the resources for your brother, how did that go for you from last week to now?
It went really well. I actually called my brother's school on my mother's behalf, obviously. I explained the situation to them briefly, and I opened up my brother's idea to counseling, because I told him, I was like, I'm doing it too, so you're not alone, and I think it'd be really beneficial for you. He's still kind of really stubborn about it, because, in the beginning, when I was his age, I was too. He's 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to give it a try for me. I asked him to do it for me, and I'm still waiting to see how it went. He actually went to school today, and so I'm waiting to see how it turns out. So I'm hoping that he's going to kind of go in there with an open mind, and hopefully they can provide him with the resources he needs, and then they can also monitor to make sure that he's academically and socially in good standing.
Okay, so would you say that everything you've experienced the past couple of weeks from our first session to now, do you feel like you've met those goals?
I would say so. I think my brother and I's bond has became a lot stronger. In regards to my mom, that's definitely going to be a moving thing that I'm going to have to, understand over time. But I've been having a lot of support, especially coming to these sessions, and then my other family members who kind of understand what I'm going through. And then like I mentioned, my father, he's finally making a effort to come around more. So I'm just hoping that sticks through.
Okay, so I'm very happy to hear that. Alright, well, are there any more goals that you would wish to pursue?
I guess just the overall being of my mom to improve, and just, hoping that things will stay stable and everyone is playing an active participant in the family, even though it's broken, but still be there for my brother is my biggest concern.
That's really such a great goal. That's like a lifelong achievement.
Yeah.
So, like I mentioned before, this is our last session, and are there any more questions for me?
No, I think you've been really a big help.
So, I really hope everything goes well with your family.
Thank you.
Especially with your mother. And I wish you the best of luck with undergrad, being an engineer. So, I'm glad everything has been going well from session 1 to now. And I just hope that you will continue to just make this progress into making your life into that miracle world you have wanted.
Thank you.
Alright? Well, it was great having you as a client.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.